Hey everybody, welcome in. I would just like to say, I want to touch on this. A special gift. We were given a special gift to celebrate today with a Remy talisman. And don't miss it out. Here he is. Boom. It's cool. Now, one thing I would love to see is I would love to see them in game. We were talking about characters in game who would love to see. It would be cool to see him controlling the chef, the little chef and big chef, and him controlling the chef and then making him like move his hands and hiya and go and attack, or maybe attack with like throw food, whatever. I think he'll be such a cool character. Now, are we gonna see him in this game? I don't think anytime soon. Just like the poo talismans, we had hopes that they were coming, but I don't think they are now. I do still think Stitch is coming, possibly not until next month. Now that we're looking like we're getting the microbot events and things like that, but there's also another thing in the store that I would like to see. Has it gone? I think it's gone. I missed it. The celebration one. There was a Beast talisman in the shop, and I missed showing you. Or well, you all probably would have seen it. I think there are some people in my ST who have it. So if I look in here, I'm sure I saw some beasts around the other day. There we go. So the Beast talisman, I think this looks amazing. I can't wait. There's so many people like saying that they want to see these characters in game. I think the devs are kind of showing us that, hey, we hear who you want to have. We're going to give you just little tastes to show you that they're on our radar. But I don't think Beast is coming just anytime soon. But I'd love him to. I mean, look at that. It just looks so cool. Now, thank you, Professor, for having it as your emote. So I could show it at least. But that, in saying that, what is coming next, or what I'm sure is coming next, the Toy Story event is here. So we've got this Microbots finishing. We have the Toy Story finish coming. We also have the pass holder finishing the same time as the Microbot. So we're going to see with the next pass holder what kind of event we're going to have. Is it maybe going to be a Toy Story themed one to take us through to the end of the month? Maybe we'll have a Big Hero 6 next month. Maybe we'll get Stitch. Maybe we'll get the other event tower that has been coming. Maybe we'll get the next Sorcerer Stone. But I think with the repeating mystical and wilds, I have a feeling we may not see it for a little while until we see an oceanic event, whether it's Maui, whether it's Stitch, whatever it might be. Now, saying all of that, there's one more thing I think that needs to happen. It is pretty much going to be patch day. With the Toy Story event coming, I am pretty sure, or very confident in hoping we get Toy Story buffs. I think this would be the perfect time to do it. They need to buff these older characters. They did buff them in the past. I hope they see that they still need to be buffed and buff them again, because the last buffs that they got just were nowhere near enough compared to majority of the other characters. So if we go down to T for Toy Story, where are we? So if we go in here, so starting with Woody, things that I think he needs to be buffed. I think the one big thing that he can be buffed with is that his leadership is kind of meh. They need to add something else, something a bit bonusy in here, maybe a whole lot more tenacity for either out of Toy Story as well as maybe Toy Story. 2% is nothing. 14% is kind of, maybe that's okay, but I'd rather see like 20 or 30% for maybe Toy Stories and a lot more chance to resist. Now this passive send out the troops got a buff last time. They reduced it down to 2 turn cooldown. And I'd love to see this as a 1 turn cooldown. So every one of his turns, he gets to have a heal. So every one of his turns, he'll get a heal. That'll actually make him a good support. That'd be amazing. He could be so good if that was the case. Because, and then already his haste is an amazing move. This is good. All teammates grant haste, and there's a chance that they'll get critical power up. That is amazing. It's just everything else is lacking, and they might need to touch on their stats. So the Yeehaw is amazing about him, but I think the Send on the Tube just needs to be a little bit more reduced to work. This vulnerable attack, like, it's nice to give them vulnerable, but that's pretty much the only good thing about it. It doesn't do much damage, it doesn't do anything else. I could say that a lot of their kits be maybe nice if they had a little bit more other interactions, kind of like how Frozen does with these characters. Now they kind of did it with like the chance to assist with like Buzz on his one and Jesse, but it's all kind of average, honestly, just below average. And those standard attacks just don't do much. Whereas say like Anna's one, it gives offense up. She assists. Kristoff helps. Sven assists, and it's a massive chain reaction, and as well as getting more buffs and all sorts. Whereas these ones are kind of like their attacks aren't great. They don't do much. I think they need to do a little bit of something different. I would love to see them doing something different. And for their stats wise, for a maxed character with 94 speed, that is horrendous. They never get a turn, and they need to do something with his speed. His offense isn't great. Everything else is just below average for the Toy Story characters. So I'd love it if they just gave them some love. Buzz, yet again, like stats wise, he's got a little bit more speed, so at least he's nearly usable. Nearly, except unless he's against a speed team and then he just gets wiped out. And then his health is super low. His offense is decent. His cooldowns are nice and low. But comparatively, they just need more. They just need a whole lot more. Maybe gain a health shield worth 10%. Maybe that needs to go up to like 50%. Make it 50% of damage out. So if he does 4k, give him 2k shield. That will make him that will make this viable. I'll just love to see more things like that. This passive with Toy Story giving 20%. Maybe leave this as 20% chance to assist Toy Story, or do it like Scar. Give it this a 50% chance for Toy Stories, and then 20% chance for non-Toy Story. That could make him really cool. And for his stun is really cool. I don't mind this, and I think this is a decent move, and it's nice to have a small cooldown on it. Now his basic, maybe a bit more chance to proc would be nice. And then he'll probably be pretty decent and usable, and just a boost to his stats. Maybe a bit more intermingling with the other characters, but not necessary. They do need a bit of something. And then as far as Jessie goes, another weak attacker, doesn't do much. 50% chance for defense down. I don't think her 1 to 3 times it's not great. It's not great, and normally it happens 1 or 2 times. I'll hardly see it even do 3. So I think it can be a whole lot better. Now this was buffed, and it's kind of showed that they're kind of going the nice way, but in saying that, it's still not great. Give a shield up to 12% of this character's max health. So that's kind of okay, and if you have a health stone with her, it can be okay, but she still can't do much. And then plus 12 of the opponent's missing health. Now that makes it, you know what, that's kind of nice, but it's still only 12% of the missing health, so it's only kind of relevant late game. Then grants evasion, that is good. And then if the target is Toy Story, they grant undefeatable. Now that is nice for a bonus for Toy Story only. That is a nice kind of little bonus for Toy Story only. And then 30% chance. So this move at all is kind of nice, but it's got a really high cooldown compared to other characters with lower cooldowns that do so much. That's the only dangerous thing. And if it's late game, you only ever get this off once. You're not going to see it again. So that's a shame. And then as for this goes, the saddle up is just kind of average. It does hardly any damage. 50% bonus damage if they're affected by stun, which is honestly not often. But even saying that, 50% bonus damage of not a lot is just a little bit more than not a lot. Yeah. So something needs to be done. And then 30% chance to refresh duration of harmful effects. Now that can be good if it refreshes haste and other things like that. So there is a use for that, but it's still only 30%. So if she's not going to do much damage, that 30% needs to be way higher. It needs to be 50, 60, 70 at least. Maybe 75% chance, 70-75% chance if the damage is low. And then she can be used in debuff decks. That'd be potentially cool, but still the cooldowns are high compared to lots of others, so it needs to be better for its cooldowns. And then with this teammates applying harmful effect or helpful effect, there's a chance to increase her speed meter. Now that is kind of cool. Yet again, it's kind of like one of those 15% chance, but after a while of happening, it can potentially have potential if the others have potential. And then if a teammate who applied the effect as a ToyStory gain a bonus 15% chance. So that is kind of nice, and those are nice. So this one has with the shield and with the passive, those are nice additions for ToyStory, where they can use it in or outside of ToyStory. I like that. But it's just the other two attacks are lacking still. And then again the stats are lacking. Now 105 speed is just not enough. 90 speed is not enough for Woody, and then her defense is low. Her offense is decent. Yet she doesn't do much damage, which is crazy. Go figure. So there is that. So the team needs something. Now PEEP is she's all right. And mine is not max, so she's got very decent defense, very decent attack or health. And her attacks maybe could just do with a little bit more tweaking. As a character, she's decent, and she does very, very, very nicely for, say, Zurg teams and other things like that. So I think the other ones need a lot more rebuff than she does, because at least she provides something. But hey, I'll be open to see what they do. So I'll maybe she is a tank, so she shouldn't be doing lots of damage. But maybe 35% stun, that's usually one of them, so that's kind of nice. Cooldowns are yet again kind of long. I'm not sold on her. Maybe the passive needs to just be go down to either no cooldown, since it's 5% chance. Although it's 5 to 50% chance, so there's not that much health, to be honest. So once every 2 turns isn't that great. Maybe it should be once every turn, kind of like Woody's one should be once every turn, or just remove it and have it at the low percent, and maybe activate, maybe not. We'll have to see about that. I think if they just remove the cooldown, she could be viable with Woody, because then she'll get turn meter every time it activates. So that could be a way to make her a whole lot better, just easily, just like that. And then her leadership is actually very, very, very good. So I don't think they need to do much with PEEP, but I would love to see some buffs coming for these teams, and I can't wait to see what we have in store and see if I'm correct or not. And if not, they really need to more. We are holding out for more rebalancing to happen. We got a nice taste of it with the Aladdin. We need it for more teams. We need it for ToyStory. We need it for all these other older characters that are just sitting there not getting any love, like Hero and Frozen and Dash and the likes. So can't wait for more buffs and rebalancing. So hopefully we see it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and we'll see you all soon.